Far so good. Or so far no good, pretend to be good. Then if you pretend to be good, it's normal. If you say good, it's abnormal. Because a lot of people know good, but you good, so it's abnormal. Correct or not? Just that you first, it's called the first in the class, so this is abnormal. Correct or not? Most of people fail the subject. Okay, because due to the Qing festival, so a lot of people running about all over the temple, for the chanting, for the praying, the kind of thing, that's very normal. That's why I say normal. But in fact, it's abnormal for the talk. So lesser people come for the talk. So can you follow my talk? If you have any question, you can write a piece of paper, then you put it on the table before the, before the talk. So I'll try my best to answer your question. So I have to be patient because now we really haven't go to the sutra yet. Based on the content, now we are all just doing the introduction, right? So give you the kind of background of this sutra, about Guan Yin Pusa, the history behind, the kind of things. So before you go into the actual sutra, okay? So there's a structure for this textbook. And this was actually written by, or spoken by this Master Xing Yun, okay? So, which I find that quite suitable, for you all to attend the talk, especially for beginner. Now we may encounter, like now we are doing a lot of Sanskrit work in terms of name of the places, in terms of the name of the, those scholars or the eminent monks. So I try to explain to you all, some you can refer to the behind the glossary, behind of the textbook, so that we can save the time. Okay, so now 9:45, please stand up. Okay, one bow to the Buddha. Okay, first prostration to the Buddha. Second prostration. Okay, third prostration. Okay, one bow to the Buddha again. Okay, please take a seat. Okay, please take a seat. Okay, as normal, please follow me for the palm, and we recite the name of Guan Yin Pusa. Namo Guan Shi Yin Pusa, 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 Namo Guan Shi Yin
云菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无 南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。Okay, please follow me. 南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。Okay. Okay, good morning, brothers and sisters. Okay, first announcement regarding as for next lesson. So, okay, as you can see at the PowerPoint here, our next lesson or next talk will be on 2 weeks time, 20th of April, as normal. Okay, as normal, first and third week, Sunday of the month, regardless of 5 or 4 weeks. So, very simple. You need to remember by heart. Okay, so can you turn to your textbook, page number 6. Hello, our Indian friend. Can you follow up? When you recite the name, if you cannot chant Mandarin, you just do your contemplation. All right, the name of the Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. Okay, anything can come and approach me. 因为我们有一个印度朋友所以要照顾他多一点。So must take care of you, you know, more taking care of you, right? Because you are the only one, the solo one. Anyway, you can't find in Singapore one. I mean this sutra or even the Dharma Sutra in English. Right? If you want to find the English talk or lesson, usually in Theravada Buddhism or Tibetan Buddhism. As you know, they are all English speaking. Right? So welcome you to attend the talk. And so far so good. In the past 2 lessons, you're always present. Okay. And as I say, we are still in the introduction. And probably later on, we'll move on to explain the name of this sutra, or call it the chapter of the Universal Gate, right? 普文品, Chinese called 普文品, okay? Now, especially today, because we now encounter the Qing festival, so in fact, although you come here for Dharma talk, but you still can transfer the merit to your ancestors or deceased one.
Although you didn't join the chanting, but you're attending the Dharma talk, you can do the same thing. 回向功德, right? Transfer merit to the deceased one or your ancestor. So it's the same. Okay, whether you just chant the name of the Guan Yin Pusa or at the end of the talk, when doing the transferring the merit dedication, so you can just imagine or just do your own part, your own homework, then you transfer merit to them. Okay, so can you see the page 6? Now, especially for the last lesson we mentioned about non-duality, this is a very crucial concept in Buddhism. In Chinese, we say 不二, non-duality. Can you see the above on the third line? Right? These are Buddhist terms, right? Non-duality. Now, so this is actually referred to in the absolute stage, because in fact we are living in the relative level in this mundane world. Let's say, for instance, A and B. I always say that we are living in this horizontal line, relative world. So everything in contrast, 相对的. For instance, we talk about tall and short, black and white, male and female, good and bad. So all these are two extremes. Right, A and B. But according to Buddhism, we know the theory, all things are depend on causes and condition. Right, it's subject to changes. Just as you come here because you do the good condition, you come for the talk. Some people may not be able to make it. So, for instance, so this A is not permanent, fixed. It's not fixed, subject to changes, impermanent. Right, according to Buddhism, all things are impermanent. Right, in this world, everything. Right, so all impermanent, subject to changes, just like the climate, the weather. Correct. The weather very extreme. Hot is very hot. Then all of a sudden then rain. So a lot of people fall sick. Got flu, cold, and so on and so forth. And also our American president, it's not fixed. It depends. It's sometimes 10 here, sometimes 10 there. So that's why you see our Prime Minister, through the Facebook, say mentally we are all prepared, right? Tighten your seatbelt because there are a lot of turbulence in front of us. Anything can happen. Singapore only tax 10%, but who knows? The lessons one, in the world, if I remember correctly, Brazil, England very close to United States. England, Singapore, 10% only, all right. In Asian country, we are the last one, 10%. But in fact, this 10% there's some implication behind. If you want to know why or anything happened behind the scene, after the talk or before the talk, you come and see me. But this is not in the talk. Now, so in Buddhism, talking about this and everything, that's why we have a differentiated mind, everything in contrast. We thought this is fixed, actually subject to changes, or depend. Condition A arise, then of course this A. Condition B arise, then become B, then B can become A. So it's not fixed, impermanent. So it's unreal. So in Buddhism, talk about middle path, or we talk about 不二, that means something like that, these two extremes. 不二, that means negate these two, neither these two, go beyond, transcend, surpass or go beyond. So this is the absolute stage. So just think, it's not refer to the figure. So this is called non-duality. So can refer to middle path. Undifferentiated mind. This one we got differentiated mind because we start to compare. And once you compare, we attach to it. Because we attach, cling down to this A or B, and this is how we cause suffering. This is why you're suffering. Just like you are during courting time, you are falling in love, but love and hate is actually too extreme. I love you. Just like Trump said, I love you. Tomorrow I hate you. So become hate. 我恨你啊. So it's everything in contrast. So it's subject to changes. So mentally you must prepare. So as a Buddhist, you go for courting, with your boyfriend or girlfriend, then mentally you prepare yourself. Correct or not? Anything happen, put to manual, don't put to auto. Auto, 你会死得很惨, you will die first. Okay, back to here. Okay, next paragraph. So the ancient Buddhist sages, just as Buddha or Bodhisattva, understood that one is all. Okay? And you say the green willow is the Buddha, pure and wonderful Dharma body. Now, of course, this Dharma body is referring to the truth, Satya, and this is the highest truth in Buddhism. And of course, you know that Trika, the three body of the Buddha. All right. One is our Shakyamuni Buddha, who was born in 2,600 years in India. Our Indian friend, in ancient India. This is actually his, we call it the manifestation, his body. He born in India. One day, at the age of 80, he passed away, attained nirvana. Right? But this Dharma body, we call it Dharmakaya in Sanskrit. Right? Dharmakaya, 法身. Kaya means body, Dharma, 法. And this refers to the truth, it's beyond. Just like this refers to non-duality or middle path. Go beyond these two. So it's unattached, detached. Right? Don't attach to anything in the world. So while the wind blowing through the pine, okay, and Kripas is the sound of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas teaching the Dharma, liberating living beings, unquote. Okay, the next two paragraphs. So according to the Buddhist tradition, when Shakyamuni Buddha first began to teach in the world, he intended to start the wheel of the essential Dharma turning. We turn the Dharma wheel, 转法轮. And this turning the Dharma wheel means that the Dharma will keep on continuing non-stop, to spread, disseminate to the all sentient beings and can benefit from the Buddha teaching, right? So this is called Dharma wheel, keep on turning, 法轮缠转 in Chinese side, keep on turning, non-stop one. It's just like every day we have to cultivate the Dharma, 修行嘛. You can say, Qing Ming, then I give my day off, or holiday, go for holiday, then I need to practice meditation or chant the 念佛 because I take my day off. No day off, no holiday. Just like me, Saturday, Sunday, more busy. Besides, I'm teaching in the college. Saturday, Sunday, no, like 5 days a week. Saturday, Sunday, wow, can go for Friday night fever or Saturday night fever. Right. For me, it's no, working. So just like meditation, every day you have to meditate. There's no day off, no holiday. Now, so this is called turning the Dharma wheel. That means keep on disseminate the Dharma, Buddha teaching to all sentient beings. So by delivering the teachings contained with the Flower Adornment Sutra. Now this Flower Adornment Sutra translated into English, in Chinese called 华严经. Okay? I'll show the PowerPoint later. Again, besides the Lotus Sutra, 法华经, and yet this is another important sutra teaching in Mahayana Buddhism. I'll show the PowerPoint here. Okay. Start already. Wait, Hey, the computer man, he take a time off. I can't start already. The mouse, even this one also cannot. No, I can't see the cursor. Wow, golden hand, thank you. Non-duality, of course, that's what I mentioned. Okay, look at here. Flower Adornment Sutra, 华严经. The sutra speak of the deeds of the Buddha. Deeds means our action, So, of the Buddha and of the resulting merit, 功德, right? Just like come here also got merit, for instance. That wasn't much like a garland of flower. Indian people put the garland of flower on your neck. This is their custom. Okay? So very common. Thailand also. So the sutra thus teaches that all things are empty. Empty doesn't mean nothingness. It's not nothing. It's referred to the nature of all things are empty. Okay? So you have to take note of that. Very important. When you talk about emptiness, sunya, in Sanskrit, sunya, sunyata, emptiness. Chinese say 空. Sanskrit we call sunya. So it's referring to the nature of all things. Nature, 性. And we can't see, always I say that, we can't see the nature of all things in the phenomena. We can't see through our naked eye. Okay? So it's not so concrete whereby you can see yourself, then you can convince yourself, then you can understand. So 很抽象, right? It's no so concrete. So this is called nature. Refer to the nature of all things are empty. In terms of all things are depend on causes and condition. There's no fixed nature or permanent nature. Lack of intrinsic nature, according to Buddhism, right? Intrinsic or inherent, if you want. 固定 or 自性, right? Own nature. Okay, so all things are empty of inherent existence, and also speak of the pure untainted awareness of consciousness as a ground of all phenomena. Now, consciousness, of course, there's a Buddhist philosophy talk about Yogacara mind only school, right? Because it proposed 8 school. The 8th one we call Alaya. I don't know whether you heard it before. The 7th consciousness we talk about Mana. Okay, Alaya, Onaye in Chinese. This is the 8th. The 7th one we call Mana. Mona. This is the 7th consciousness. Right? Buddhism don't believe in soul. Right? We don't believe in soul. I will explain to you why. 灵魂. But soul is referring, there's an ontology, there's a fixed object, permanent object, unchanged. But Buddhism didn't talk about unchanged because all are subject to changes, right? So this consciousness, Buddhism believes in consciousness. It's due to the karma or depend on causes and condition. It's not fixed, right? Consciousness, 是, Chinese says 是. So we don't believe in soul. Okay, we don't believe in soul. Okay, so what we tell you, what is this Flower Adornment Sutra? Okay, back to the textbook. But such profound ideas are not easily absorbed by most common people like you and me, and thus the Buddha applies skillful means, 方便. Alright, skillful means the use of indirect method rather than the direct method for us to realize the Buddha teaching or whatever. For instance, you come here for Dharma talk, and this is called skillful means. Alright? Truth is beyond word, inexpressible, unconsiderable. Always people say that 不可思议, 不可说, inexpressible. You cannot use a word to express the kind of truth, satya, or emptiness. It solely depends on your kind of realization. We ourselves have to put into practice to realize ourselves. So it's beyond word. You can use a word to express. Always I say in Mandarin, 爱你在心口难开. You say, I love you. Actually, it's not a real love. If really love you, it's beyond word. So how? You do speak out, how people know? Action more than word. People always say, I love you, I really take care of you. Actually, empty talk. Talk so much, no action taken. Correct? So Chinese always say, 爱你在心口难开, something like that. So the truth is beyond word, right? Especially Dharma, because you have to put into practice. Now, so this is called skillful means, and began especially in Mahayana Buddhism, right? Mahayana Buddhism, 方便. And there's a chapter of the skillful means in the Lotus Sutra, 法华经. This shows that how important skillful means, the concept of skillful means in Mahayana Buddhism. Okay, 大乘. So, and thus the Buddha applied skillful means and began with more basic teaching from the Agama Sutra. Now, this Agama Sutra in Chinese is called 阿含经 or 阿含经, depend your how you pronounce, whether in China or Taiwan. According to reason, this is a quite original sutra. This is what they claim. From the Mahayana perspective, we say Agama Sutra. There are 4 types of Agama Sutra: long discourse, short discourse, and so on and so forth. Okay, 4. But for Theravada Buddhism, 小乘, small figure Theravada Buddhism, and they believe they propose 5 Nikaya. They call Nikaya. Alright, Chinese called Nikaya. This one 5, according to Theravada Buddhism, 5部. Okay, for Agama is from our Mahayana perspective, right? You say Agama Sutra, but there are 4 Agama Sutra. But according to Buddhism, this is what they claim, because these are very close to Buddha time, Agama. So they only recognize. That's why in Theravada Buddhism, they don't recognize Mahayana Buddhism. 他不承认大乘。Why? Because 大乘 is actually from India transmitted to China during Eastern Han Dynasty. So basically long away. But we Theravada Buddhism, we are originated from India. In India, this is what they believe. So they don't recognize Mahayana Buddhism. As for Tibetan Buddhism, according to the history, even later, it's about 900 years, 900 AD or something like that. Then Tibetan Buddhism emerged in Tibet. Also transmitted from India, but in the latest stage. So because latest development of Mahayana Buddhism. Of course, Tibetan Buddhism, there are different practices or whatever, so I no comment. Okay? But as you know, because you cannot say the sutra spoken by the Buddha purely through the Buddha mouth or word or something, word or mouth, then you have to tell you the teaching. Not necessarily. According to Nagarjuna, can be his disciple, can be the divine being, and so on and so forth. Doesn't mean you must through the Buddha mouth, speak out what he say. Okay? According to Mahayana Buddhism. Now, this is called Agama Sutra. Then later, more advanced Mahayana like this Vaipulya Sutra, as I say, this is actually in Sanskrit, Huayan Jing, refer to Huayan Jing. And finally, on to the Prajna teaching. Prajna means wisdom. This is the Sanskrit of wisdom, or sometimes call it insight, 智慧. Okay? Of course, 智慧, wisdom, very important in Buddhism. Among the religion, only Buddhism talk about wisdom, Prajna. In Sanskrit. Okay, only Buddhism talk about Prajna, wisdom. Only wisdom can solve or abandon all the mental defilements or aversion. Okay, but not for other religion. Okay, but how to have a wisdom or how to generate wisdom? Through cultivation, 修行. Okay, that's the only way. Okay. Okay, so in this manner, the Buddha used skillful means to lead people, especially you want to benefit all sentient beings, all kinds of people. You cannot just use one method. There are some other methods. Probably this method suit to you, this another method suit to him, something like that. Not just one method. Okay, for instance. So use skillful means to lead people step by step to the absolute Mahayana teaching. Talk about absolute Mahayana teaching in terms of just we talk about middle path or non-duality, Buddha, right? The method. Okay, turn to next page, 7. Second paragraph. So the teaching of the Lotus Sutra, as we mentioned it before in the previous lesson, 法华经, alright, and yet this is a very important sutra in Mahayana Buddhism. So it was delivered by Shakyamuni Buddha late in his life at a place called Virtual Peak, Chinese called Lingjiushan. You heard Chinese before, right? But in fact, this Lingjiushan, this peak, this one is in India. Right? I don't know whether it went before. The other one in China. China also got Lingjiushan, no? But of course, this one is referred to in the India one. In India, I went once. According to history, this is how Shakyamuni Buddha was give a sermon. A lot of people attended. His kind of teaching, for instance. So it's located at the capital of Magadha, this virtual peak. I don't know where I went there before. Okay? Now, if you're interested, you can find out the place, which part of India, something like that, So you can find out by yourself. Now, northeast of the city, at this Dravyarha, I don't know how to pronounce, not accurate, our Indian friend. So forgive me, because I'm not so good in Sanskrit in terms of pronunciation. Okay, so this is called Wang Shecheng. You probably heard before in Chinese, Wang Shecheng. And this is a place whereby, Buddha was actually there, give an important teaching, the kind of thing. So, if you go for pilgrimage, Chaoshen, to India, is one of the 8 sites, 八相成道嘛. So you go there, usually people try to visit the 8 places, 8个地方嘛, 8 places. Now, so including 8,000 great bodhisattvas headed by Manjusri. Manjusri, Wensu. And this bodhisattva is very popular in terms of Tibetan Buddhism. Tibetan Buddhism, they're very particular about this Manjusri Bodhisattva. Okay, 文殊 in Chinese. So it's wisdom number one, 智慧第一。Right? You see the steady you hold the sword. This sword in terms of the sword of wisdom, 智慧的剑 you know, to chop all those, not to kill people, to chop all those affliction, 烦恼, 断烦恼. So represent his wisdom number one, 智慧第一. Okay? But according to history, he is the mother of all the Buddha, no? 诸佛的母亲, no? So how can you see so important? And you can see that whether Guan Yin, Wen Su, those kind of Bodhisattva, I read through those books. It's very similar, I don't know, because they also, Wen Su also got 10大愿, 10 vows, you know, compassion as well. Not only just wisdom, compassion, just like Guan Yin Pusa. And he also cultivate the method of the healing. Next time we'll talk about it, going to the sutra. And this is actually solely by Guan Yin Pusa, no? He's copyright, no? Because this is the main focus, the cultivation. But Wen Su Pusa also cultivate this method. So anyway, you know, link, interlink, you know. So if you need chant the Guan Yin Pusa, Mansuri also know, no? You know why? Because they are linked up, interlinked. Sometimes they'll give a phone call to communicate. Or sometimes go there to pay a visit to have a cup of Chinese tea, who knows? They will chit-chat. Yeah. Wen Su Pusa, somebody chant your name. I say, oh, is it? Oh, okay. And the Avalokitesvara, this in Sanskrit, Guan Yin, and the 12,000 great Arahat, Alohan. As you know, Arahat means liberated one. If you attended the Dharma class before, here. Liberated one. 解脱者. You know, one who attain liberation or emancipation, you know, free from suffering. 解脱, 断烦恼, alright, eliminate all the mental defilement, or we call it affliction, 烦恼. So this is called Arahat. Of course, to Theravada Buddhism, they view Buddha as a great Arahat. Buddha is an Arahat. So this is a fourth fusion. Okay? When you talk about Buddha, Bodhisattva, it's actually talking in terms from Mahayana point of view. 大乘佛教. Okay? And now we know Myanmar having the earthquake. Thailand also affected the news. Okay? Singapore sent SDF team, consider 80 members there to go and help out for rescue, you know, rescuing the people there. Now, you know, the Theravada Buddhism, that one is you know, Myanmar, Cambodia, Laos, you know, all these are many Buddhist, Theravada Buddhist country, you know. Then people don't start to argue, hey, why Buddhist country, this thing happened to Buddhist country? Buddha should bless them. Yes, you're right. Theoretically, you're right. Practically, you're wrong. By right, but by left, you know what now? Just like Buddha was born in India. Buddha born the place, why you don't born in the heaven, born in the pyramid or whatever? Because he born in the place whereby need Buddha to help. People are so full of suffering, a lot of disasters happen and things that, if you go to the heaven, who you want to save? Nobody to save. You save wherever the place is in danger. Correct or not? They need help. Then Buddha appear, just like in India. Correct or not? That's the Buddha, why the Buddha appear there, born in India. And Myanmar, Buddhist country, see now earthquake, a lot of disaster, then typhoon or whatever. Correct or not? So this is the reason why the Buddha, appear there, because try to help the people there, because they are a lot due to the karma. And we say share karma. One type of karma called share karma, 共业. This is share karma. Share, 共业. So this world, in this world is unsafe, not very safe, You see, not only Burma and Thailand affected, Malaysia, north of Malaysia, one place affected, Penang. Then if you take a flight from Singapore to Penang, how long do you take? 1 hour? 1.5? So it's very near, So anything can happen also in Singapore, Who knows? One day you have to wear the winter coat to come here for Dharma talk, You don't laugh. Really, this thing will happen. An earthquake, of course, you feel it because of Indonesia, whatever. And you see now, turning next time we're Malaysia, Singapore at the bottom. You know, everything. Of course, probably you and me are not here already, but who knows? If we're unlucky, then reborn to born in Singapore again, eh? To eat the char kway teow, eh? Correct or not? Or eat the Mao Shan Wan durian, eh? Because you don't forget it, right? So, make a vow, make someone to born in Singapore again, then come, welcome you, come here. Then you start to experience the winter and earthquake. No? You know, in terms of earthquake, I experienced once in my life. No? When I went to Taiwan for my degree, then, you know, one day I was in my room, next to my room, another monk, you know. But it's a local monk, Taiwanese, so they know. Because earthquake today is nothing, because it's very common in Taiwan. For me, it's the first time Singapore no earthquake. So I was reading some, I said, fine, how come giddy? Then I look at the ceiling light, shaking. I think is it because of giddy, you know, probably headache or whatever. Then I asked the next door, they say, no, just now earthquake. 地震. That one probably 5 or 4 only. Right? But this BMR one, 8, they say 8 or 8.2. It's quite strong, very serious. Now they already say how many died already, few thousand already. And the monk were killed in the temple, mostly collapsed. 80 to 100. Monks very important, how come kill? Karma, do you know that? Karma. So what to do? If karma, you cannot escape one. No? Right now. Wow. Okay, so great arhat headed by Mahakasyapa, Mohe Jiase in Chinese. So this is one of the great disciples of the Buddha. Buddha have 10 chief disciples, 10大弟子. And this one, usually you go to the temple, you worship to Shakyamuni Buddha. Here the things will have. You know the Shakyamuni Buddha, beside him got 2. One is Ananda, Onan. You look at the old one, eyebrow is very thick one, look very serious one, older lah. That one is Mahakasyapa. He's the number 1 disciple. He's the one to gather people to have a council, you know, 阶级, you know, assembly, first assembly, then to recite the sutra, Vinaya, then they compile it, something like that. So he's very serious. And look at Ananda. Ananda is younger. Right? You can see the bald head, that one. That one is, so one is open one is very conservative. You know what? 一个是开放派，一个是保守派 in Chinese. So conservative very serious one. Look at Mahakasyapa. Just like here in the temple everywhere. Here also, some behave like very, don't talk one, don't laugh. Nearly want to cry. Just like you're owing $1 million, something like that. Some people smile too much until teeth want to drop, something like that. So these are the 2 extremes. 可以咯，就是这样咯，两个极端。Okay, this is called Mahakasyapa and Sariputra, Chinese called 舍利弗。Okay, and this again another disciple of the Buddha, among others. Then the 8 classes of celestial beings, 我们叫天龙八部。Initially, they are not. Before they converted to as a Buddhist Dharma protector, they are the non-Buddhist school one in ancient India, 外道。Okay, can be Hindu or whatever Hinduism, you know, the kind of divine being or spirit, you know, kind of God. And eventually, ultimately, they converted to Buddhist as a Dharma protector, 护法神. Okay, so this is called the 8 classes of celestial beings were also present. For instance, Deva, we say 天 heaven, Naga, long, dragon, means dragon. Yasa, Chinese called 夜叉 Yasa. Gandharvas, 乾塔婆. If you always chant in Mandarin, the chanting. Asura, Asuro, okay, in Chinese. Garuda, 迦罗罗, not the Indonesia airline, Garuda. Okay. Kinnaras, 紧那罗, in Chinese, if you want to know Chinese. And the last one, Mahavakas, 摩诃罗伽. You see, that's why you see the Chinese word is actually translated from Sanskrit in terms of pronunciation. Okay. Now, so also in attendance were Buddhist followers, not only all those 8 classes of celestial beings, 天龙八部, Especially also for those Buddha, Bodhisattva, Arahat, those businessmen, or I can see here, all kinds of people also attended the Buddha teaching. Just like even for royal family, right? Royal palace, you see, this royal family such as king, minister, wealthy patrons, and scholar. You see, so Buddha very high influencers, right? He gave a talk. So many people attended there. And all kinds of people. Right? Not like nowadays, if you give a Dharma talk, small ant mosquito there. 几只猫, 几只 because people like to go for chanting. Chanting is easier. You go easy path, easy method. Because you are seeking the help, seeking the external help. You ask the Buddha to bless you, so you can shake your leg, you need to cultivate Dharma, right? You pay the money for chanting, 消灾,超度, okay, pay the money, then they chant for you. Oh, you wash your hand, that's all. As long as you go there to worship to your ancestors, that's all. You pay the money already, people chant for you. But Dharma talk and Dharma class are different. Why? I give a talk, you have to do yourself. What jialat? I don't know how to do. Even I think I also can't understand. But chanting, you ask people to help you. But this one, you must help yourself. I cannot help you. My job is to give a talk. Your duty is to listen and practice it. But who want to practice? 做不好别做不搞嘛，好见你啊，好见 don't know how to do. That's why Dharma talk more intellectual, but it's your own effort. You must do your homework. But who want to do? They also don't know how to do. That's why I see chanting a lot of people. Just like other religion. I went to the church before. Before the Bible talk, they say 1.5 hour, people like us, 1.5 hour. I only spend 10 minutes for chanting, 10 minutes only. Most of the time I talk until you blur, empty, handed, walk out. 空 empty, they are both you. But Bible teaching is different. They are more emotional one. Throughout the 1.5 hour, 1 hour singing the holy song. God, God, God. 1 hour singing. Half an hour Bible talk. So they are more emotional. And emotional people will feel the touch. Just attending the Friday, fire, fire, fire. You go and fight, fire, fire. Yeah. So people more emotional. But we just like that. Some people say Dharma very boring. You talk, I sleep. Okay. A lot of people complain. They dare not to attend the Dharma talk. Why? Depend on the speaker. If speaker half day ICIC, then 弄种戏咯. All will be affected. 弄做这戏 all die together. So the speaker very important. You must fully understood the Dharma. And also solely depend on their character also. And those sangha, just like that. Okay, so very difficult. Brother, take a seat, any seat. Okay, back to the textbook. Now, so this, not including the teaching of the flower of the Dharma Sutra, next paragraph, those teachings delivered in the middle period leading up to the Lotus Sutra can be grouped together as a provisional teaching. Provisional teaching in terms of the temporary one, provisional, So only the teachings delivered at the Lotus Assembly represent the essence of the Dharma, because as I say, Lotus Sutra is very important especially in Mahayana Buddhism. The essence, right? Very crucial. And are called the Dharma wheel that forgoes the provisional and return to the essence, back to the original, back to the bone, back to the important one. Okay? And this shows the important space that the Lotus Sutra occupies within the entirety of the Buddha Sutra. Okay? Okay, next paragraph. So the Lotus Sutra are divided into 28 chapters. If you did chant the sutra before outside, 念法华经, it consists of 28章, 28品 in Chinese, 28 chapter. And this chapter of Universal Gate, 普文品, is one of the chapter at the 25th one, 第25品. That's why you see the 普文品 very short. Very short. If you chant jump very slow, about half an hour, I think so. You jump very fast, probably 20, 15 minutes. Depends how fast you chant. But in fact, it's very short. But Lotus Sutra, very long. Okay? And then Heart Sutra consists of 260 words. Xing Jing, Heart Sutra. So usually you can chant the Heart Sutra as a lay people because shorter, whether 1 time or 3 times, depend on your time. If you are rushing for work, then, you know. So your homework, whether night service or morning service, 早晚课, you don't follow us, you know, because you all have to work, okay? And the monk, nuns, they need to work. They can chant for 2-3 hours, also nobody care. Right? Then you chant, you also follow them 2-3 hours. By the time you go to work late, boss will scold you, no? You say, no, sorry, boss, I chant the Aumi Tao Jing. Then you say, oh, then you go and chant, continue chanting, you don't need to come away, chant. 你继续念，不用来上班了 ，OK？ then you can go to Pure Land. You go. You see, a lot of Buddhists are very inflexible, very rigid. You know, as a lay people, you don't follow Sangha. I know. I stay in Taiwan, the temple. We chant only Heart Sutra by Master Yin Sun. You know, 3 times. Chant 念3遍, then we chant other phrases, 念藏 or whatever. Then consists of half an hour only. Right. But the traditional temple, they chant for 2 hours, at least 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, you know. You want to follow? Well, I don't know. Then 他们念10角咒, you heard before, right? In terms of the mantra, right? 咒语, right? That one, they focus on that one. So it's a different temple, different practice. Okay, back to here. Now each chapter is important, and none should be considered greater or lesser than the others. That means all are important. But for the sake of convenience, the various chapters can be analyzed and grouped. One way to do so is divided the sutra into 2 parts, according to the author: manifestation and essentials. Right? These two parts. The first 14 chapters of the Lotus Sutra comprise the part of manifestation and are concerned with Shakyamuni Buddha. Turn to next page. Physical manifestation in the world. And the final 14 chapters of the Lotus Sutra comprise the part of essential, 最基本的 very basic one, essential, as they elucidate the essential of Buddha's Shakyamuni Buddha teaching and describe the message he wished to give to the world. So the other one is actually talking about his meditation, how he manifests in the world. The other 14 chapters is talking about his teaching, right? The Dharma. Okay, so this is actually more important. So basically divided into 2 parts. The first 14 chapter and the next 14 chapter. So 14 plus 14 add up become 28. So consists of 28 chapters. Okay, next paragraph. So there are 4 chapters in the Lotus Sutra which are most commonly read and studied. Okay, most commonly read and studied. 1, the skillful means chapter. That I told you before, right? 方便品. That's why upaya, in Sanskrit we call upaya. So the concept of upaya, skillful means very, very important in Mahayana Buddhism. Why? You may want to ask the question, why? Why so important? But not so much on Theravada Buddhism, because Theravada Buddhism, wow, you can check the 4 Agama or 5 Nikaya. You hardly find the word or how they describe, the concept or explain the concept of upaya. No, but in Mahayana Buddhism, why? Because Mahayana Buddhism talk about how you benefit all sentient beings, 度众生嘛. So you need skillful means, right? You need the different method, different way to approach people, to solve people's problems. You need the technique, the method. To Theravada Buddhism, because they are more on self-cultivation, self-meditation, I hardly care about your problems. I just a recluse. In the forest monk, we call forest monk, meditate in the forest, meditate in the Bukit Timah here. Hardly come down here. If I meditate in the Bukit Timah here, then you will see my Dhamma talk already. Even you go to Bukit Timah here and visit me, I won't talk also. Because the main focus is on meditation. more on self-cultivation. That's why upaya, in terms of benefit sentient being, you need the kind of method, we call it the skillful mean. You see skillful mean here? 方便. The concept of skillfulness is prominent in Mahayana Buddhism with regards to the action of Bodhisattva. Just like Guanyin Pusa. It's very close to this Saha world, this default world. So a lot of people very often, right, very familiar with Guanyin Pusa, but not so much on, other Bodhisattva because you are not come across so often. So, the idea is that a Bodhisattva or practitioner may use any expedient method. Now, there's another word called expedient. It's the same thing because, as you know, English there are different expressions. Not like Chinese, 就2个字 consists of 2个一个方便. That's all. Very straightforward. But in English, that's why if you refer to English textbook, you may encounter, just like Chinese say 方便, but they use the express in different words. Just like I told you, skillful mean. This is one of the expression. Or sometimes you see the textbook by those scholars, written by the Buddhist scholar, some they prefer to use expedient method or skillful method or expedient means, 方便, right? So in order to help ease the suffering of people like you and me, introduce them to the Dharma, okay? Or help them on their road to Nirvana, means liberation, 解脱, Nirvana, 涅槃, okay? Okay, so back to here. Now, so this is a chapter, or we call it the Universal Mean chapter, and the Peaceful Practicing chapter, which belong to the part of manifestation and the lifespan of the Tathagata, means of the Buddha, 如来 chapter. And the last one, the Universal Gate chapter, this is the one, 普门品. I mean, we are going to talk about this one. So it's actually in the Lotus Sutra. So as you can see, it's a vast volume, consists of 28 chapters for the Lotus Sutra. 蛮大度的嘛, it's a quite a big sutra also, because this is under, one of the chapter of the Lotus Sutra. Now, which belong to the part on essential. Now, the other figure called 妙业蟑螂. This is Chinese, we call it, you see here, the indicator here, the 9th patriarch of the 天台 school. 第9代祖师天台宗, 天台 school. In Buddhism, in Chinese Mahayana Buddhism, consists of 8 schools. There are 8 schools, 8大宗 in Chinese Mahayana Buddhism. School like Pure Land, just like now Buddhist law, they are focused on Pure Land, 净土, name Amita for Pure Land, or Zen, or Vinaya, or Huayan, or this one 天台. All these are one of the 8 schools in Chinese Mahayana Buddhism. But in Indian Buddhism, they also got different schools, right? They even more small. They say in general they recognize there are 18 sectarian. We call it 18 sectarian Indian Buddhism. In Indian Buddhism, 印度佛教18部, sometimes 20, sometimes people say 100, 500, 200, a lot. Now, why all these form in Buddhism, whether in Theravada Buddhism or in Chinese Mahayana Buddhism, is due to the different capacity of sentient being, different background. Some people prefer Pure Land. Some people prefer Zen Buddhism, meditation. Okay? And do you know there's a first figure he brought Zen Buddhism, this concept, to the Western world. You know who is the one? Not Chinese monk, And you know how Westerners came to know Zen Buddhism and start to practice meditation and now become very popular in the West. You want to make a guess, brother? Oh, who? Not you, okay? Now, who want to guess? Suzuki. 铃木大佐 this Japanese gentleman, he brought this Zen Buddhism to the Western because he can speak English. I know. Just I was studying in England, you know, a lot of British. If you ask them if they are inclined to Buddhism, you know what they learn? They usually learn the Theravada Buddhism or Tibetan, especially Tibetan, very popular, but not Chinese Mahayana. You know why? Because hardly Chinese monk or nun go there can speak English. See, they don't know anything about Chinese Mahayana Buddhism. They only know Theravada, because no Theravada, whether from Thailand, from Myanmar, from Cambodia, they speak English. Simple English, they can understand. Tibetan Lama from Tibet or from India, they can speak English. And the other political reason is because they are more inclined to, Dalai Lama. This actually because they thought Tibet suppressed by China. So they are more support Tibet, Dalai Lama. Just like my supervisor, that kind of thing. So this is actually from the political point of view. So that's the reason why Tibetan Buddhism become very popular in the West, and the way they practice also more open. Okay, and always we say Tibetan Buddhism more mysterious, 很神秘的. Some people 八卦嘛, they like this kind of mysterious thing, funny thing. Correct not? If everything normal, 没有什么嘞, something like that. That's the reason why you go for courting. You want to make up a lot. Put a lot of perfume. It's different from what you behave normally. So become more attractive. So the next one will attract by you. Why not? Same thing. There's a Chinese phrase, 和尚不作怪，信徒不来拜. Have you heard before? But actually it's wrong. Not only 和尚，尼姑也会作怪。So I changed the phrase, 出家人不作怪，信徒不来拜. So they do something funny, chanting, then can attract you, come, then money come, donate, something like that. Right? So actually according to Buddhism, nobody will help you because you have to help yourself. The monk chanting also cannot help you because 你供养他 is to support him because he need makan, need to buy things. So support him 红包 so that he can survive. And because of that, you help him for his cultivation, then you got married. That's all. 那所以他跟你变 brother. It's not this kind of spiritual power you are thinking about, right? It's different. Okay, so this called Zhang Nan, it's a ninth patriarch of this Tingtai school. Say indeed of this 4th chapter, quote, you know what you say? The Skillful chapter is the, he make it, to explain to you what are these features for this 4th chapter. Like for instance, the Skillful chapter is the aspiration of enlightenment. You can underline it. 它是 开悟的. And the peaceful practicing chapter is cultivation. 修行, 整个修行 cultivation. The lifespan of Tathagata chapter is Bodhi. Bodhi means enlightenment. 菩提就是觉悟. Okay, enlightenment. And the universal gate chapter, this is actually 普门品 is Nirvana. 涅槃 means liberation, 解脱. Okay, so for 妙业张然, this ninth patriarch of Tingtai school, analysis, we can see just how important of the Universal Gate chapter is within the Lotus Sutra, because the Universal Gate will lead you to the Nirvana 嘛，它会给你进入涅槃嘛，解脱嘛，断烦恼嘛 in Chinese, free from suffering 嘛，离苦得乐 in Chinese. So, it's within the Lotus Sutra. So the fact that the recitation or Avalokitesvara name has become a focus of practice, and that the image of Guan Yin has become an object of veneration for all people. People respect, right? Want to follow. Okay? You see a lot of people chant this one Bodhisattva name is called Guan Yin. The other one is Amitofo. These two, one represent the Buddha, all the Buddha, one represent all the Bodhisattva. It's very popular, prevail in the world now. Okay, no? You see somebody say, Amitofo. You know why they say Amitofo? In terms of auspicious wishes, There's another meaning behind. Do you know? Brother on the back, guess? You see the VIP seat, you know? Who asked you to sit in the VIP seat? Actually, you're wrong, no? You sit in front there, you sit in front of the front row is more safe, no? Safer, no? 因为通常我很少叫你的 I hardly ask you. You ask those lecturer. You always see far behind one. You call far behind because we scared you sleep it. You sleep, you know. But the front one, we see far, we don't see near one. But to me, it's abnormal. I see near one, also see the far one. Why? Why you always see people say, 阿弥陀佛? Why? There must be a reason behind it. If you make a right guess, you can leave the classroom now. You can go for early lunch. Whether you want to go to Clarke Orchard, your wish. This is a reward for you. You know what? Besides the auspicious wishes, because they hope you also can become Buddha, Amitofo. You don't listen people call you Amitofo, you say, well, you're very happy, floating already. But I actually want you to wake up. You must follow the Amitofo teaching. One day also can become Amitofo. This is the intention behind. Then you say, like that. So I don't want to give myself pressure. If you wish me Amitofo, siam. You don't because of that you try to siam, escape, avoid, prevent it, not to face the people in front of people. No, you must smile and accept it. Thank you. You also, I tell you how to, you hit back, ma. Just like Trump hit you, you hit back. No, of course. No, I'm joking. Then you say, yeah, you also Amitofo. You know, so win-win situation, 50-50. No, I'm joking. Okay, next page 9. Page 9. So now I'm going to explain to you the name of the sutra. Right? Of course, you must know the meaning of the sutra, the name of the sutra, not just chanting for the sake of chanting, kind of thing. Okay, lotus flower of the wondrous Dharma Sutra. Now, this is called 妙法莲华经. But this is in English, Chinese called 妙法莲华经. Okay? If you are bilingual, you should learn both. Because what happens, you talk to the English speaking one, so you can speak English. You talk to Chinese one, you speak Mandarin, you know. So then now the textbook is actually translated from Chinese. Okay? Lotus flower of the wondrous Dharma Sutra. Now, the title of a Buddhist sutra provides a general outline of the text and encompasses the main idea that are covered within it. So, in particular, it could be said that the 5 characters are constitute the full Chinese title of the lotus, embody, the truth of the entire universe, and encapsulate the meaning of the Buddha 84,000 teaching. 84000种法门 in Chinese, because this is how they classify it. But actually it's more than that, because there's so many sentient beings. So 84,000 teaching is because just like medicine, I got 84,000 medicine to heal the illness of so many sentient beings. So this is actually how they categorize. But you must take note that actually it's more than that. 它只是一个归纳 because sentient beings so many problems. Correct now? And all sorts of different illness. That's why government very smart, We ask you to active aging center, they set account. Make sure those aging, senior people, you do more exercise, keep yourself fit, then you don't go to hospital so often. So government can save a lot of money, Correct not? Not like other country, this系列代志你去死 who care? They don't care about your this one. And today, if you read today the newspaper, and the senior one, there's an old lady, 73 years old, no? 73, 73 leh. You do now they, Ong Kang, and this Desmond Lee, yesterday this paper came out, and they visit because general election coming, they come and say, Yeah, of course now we am very busy. You know, yesterday Lorong Song, you know, then they teach the senior people how to cross. How to cross the wall or climb the wall, the kind of exercise, you know. Make yourself fit, you know. And this 73 years old lady, at first my kid was scared, you know. I think the cross and then I fell down. Whatever. He said, no problem. Then the people conduct one, they taught her how to climb the wall. He's so brave, you know. And that's why to keep yourself fit. You don't say, no, I'm Buddhist, this one cannot, this behavior not so good. I must sit quietly, then I need only talk for, yeah. Good. Tomorrow you go to Pure Land already. 很快就去净土了 because no exercise correct not? So you must make yourself, keep yourself fit. At the same time, you 念佛, so everything must be in parallel, and this is called middle path. Otherwise, one-sided. Then you start to bring only talk for, then you start to bring Buddha already. But you have to bring yourself, because bottom line, you have to keep yourself fit, exercise. Correct not? Then at the same time, you do chanting, come here for Dharma talk, schedule yourself. Everybody is so busy. Everybody one day only talk 24 hours. You tell me, Prime Minister, busier than you. So don't tell me, say, Sifu, I'm very busy, so I didn't come. Come on, don't tell lie. Correct not? I mean, everybody 24 hours, who not busy? A lot of people very busy because of work, family, do the house, everything. Everybody is so busy. But if you schedule nicely, then you can do a lot of things. You make yourself very productive. You know, according to Master Sen Yen, you know, Dharma drum, Fakusan. You know what he say? I quote him, not I say, I quote. 盲人时间最多 in Chinese, 跳舞. This 盲人 busy people, they got time. You're wrong. Because I'm so busy, so the time to me is very important. I must make it very efficient. Correct not? So you schedule out 1 hour, do 5-hour job. So effective, very efficient. Like you and me, 忙啊, 5 hours do 1 hour job. The rest of the 4 hours catch mosquito. 抓蚊子啊，你嗰啲冇影咯。So if you say busy, all these are excuses. Who not busy? Correct not? It's a priority. 你懂我的意思吗？ It's your priority. If your priority is coming for Dharma talk, very important, because you know that you are the patient, one of the patient, 病人嘛. I come here to collect Dharma medicine. Then your illness can be cured. I mean, well, probably one course of medicine, it take about 1-2 years to finish one course. So you must come once every 2 weeks. 你特別買冇隻藥，你go Pure Land咯。Correct. So because everybody just a patient, you come here to collect Dharma medicine. So you think that you come here to collect Dharma medicine, die 你就來為了你的病好嗎？ Correct not? So it depends on your mentality. Okay, back to here. Now, so a detailed explanation of these 5 characters, 妙法莲华经, could even encompass or include the 3 great teachers of the 天台 school. Now, do you know 天台 school, the founder of the 天台 school, we call it 智义, Master 智义, the founder, 他的创始者, 智义. Zhi Da Shi, Master Zhi. He was the founder of Tian Tai School. Okay. Now, so you see there, the Chinese character 妙法莲华经, wondrous 妙 Dharma 法莲花 lotus flower 经 scripture in English scripture. Okay. Sanskrit Sadama Pandalika Sutra. So this is in Sanskrit. Okay, so now they break out to explain to us, because the chapter in the circuit is in the Lotus Sutra, so they need to explain to you the Lotus Sutra, 妙法莲华经, the title of this one, the name, then followed by the chapter Universal Gate. That's why I say you must be patient. This is the third talk. 哎呀，这个师父真啰嗦嘞，讲到第3拜都讲不了。You haven't go to the patient 要有耐心。you know Chinese they always say that 好了點對。You know Hokkien? You eat something, those the best part one is at the bottom one. 門頂無講真好食所以鹹鹹食就好，鹹鹹。 the 好了點對, you know, Hokkien always say 好了點對. I don't know whether you know the dialect. Nowadays our youngsters, they don't know dialect. 好了點對, Hokkien, you know that? Okay, don't know. You don't know, just I'm talking to myself. Forget it. Just I always ask people, do you read the newspaper? No. So, but I purposely want to ask you. I purposely want. I know you don't read the newspaper. 刺激你嘛 ask you. Okay, wondrous Dharma, 妙法. The first two characters of the Lotus Sutras are 妙法, meaning wondrous Dharma. Right? Wondrous Dharma. The specific wondrous teachings mentioned in the title are the 10 realms and the 10 quality. Now, these 10 realms, 十法界十如是, behind they will explain to you. That all this is a bit complicated, but you just listen carefully, because you are not going to teach this one as a subject. You know, in the university, just now in my college, we offer degree course. You know, in the bachelor degree, in the university, usually this Tiantai school, the subject of Tiantai, is considered one subject, because it's academic one. So academic, they will explain you everything in detail, something like that, okay? So to you, wow, just for your additional info, you just, you know, but your main focus to be on this chapter of Universal Gate, okay? So this one, you just listen, you know. If you want to know further, then you go into detail. Now, so the 10 realms are a grouping of the 10 different means of possible rebirth, and include hell, the realm of hungry ghosts, the animal realm, the asura realm, the human realm, heaven, and the realm of Stravaka, or listener, 声闻, and the realm of Tathagata Buddha, 必知否 in Chinese, okay, and the realm of Bodhisattva, okay, and the last one in the realm of Buddha, okay. Okay, turn to next. Now, so now we take a look on these 10 quality. Chinese called 十如是, 10 quality. That's why in Buddhism there's so many terms, Buddhist terms, so a bit confused and complicated. Okay? That's why you need a dictionary. Sometimes you encounter those Buddhist terminology. If you didn't go and find out the meaning or something like that, you will stuck down there. You know what they are talking. Okay, so therefore, you do need to buy. Last time, you know, I encourage people to buy one. You know, the textbook, Buddhist dictionary. But nowadays you can get it from the internet, Google search. So it's free one. I just key 10 quality. You know, of Tiantai school in Buddhism, come out already. And now AI, AI, I don't know how accurate. Somebody told me, DeepSeek, by China one. Now DeepSeek, they say they only give you one answer. Somebody told me, I don't know how true. He said, but you go check, go check or something like that. AI, they will give you different option, you know, few answer. So there's a good and bad. If you just give me one, then you just one solution, one answer. You know. If you give me different answer, because different scholar, different things are, so you may choose the more appropriate one. But especially you're doing the research, you cannot just get one answer. You need a lot of answer. This is called research. So from there you go and find out which is more accurate or something like that. Okay, so this is AI, in future got anything also come out, don't know. And you know the Trump want to buy the TikTok. Do you read the newspaper? Now extend to another 75 days. Do you know why? Cannot tell you. Because our main focus in Dharma talk, not TikTok. I talk, not TikTok. Okay? I talk, you listen. Now, so these 10 qualities, 十如是, okay, you see the list out here. Form, Chinese called 相. You want to know Chinese, huh? Number 1, form, 相 nature, 性 entity, 体 okay, ability, 力 fifth, activity, 做 six, causes, 因 seven, condition, 言 I tell you, my Dharma talk actually is a Dharma lesson. Quite not. The way I conduct is a Dharma lesson. I think this one you learn more. No? If I talk, I don't tell all this in detail one. 我这个是在教书的嘞 ，not really Dharma talk, you know. So you learn, like that you learn more. If I sit here, motionless, only mouth moving, talk. Then I mention this one, you go and read yourself. Diabo kill, so this one actually is a more like lesson. Okay, this called condition. 8, direct effect. 果 9, indirect effect. 报 10, last one. Complete from beginning to end. 本末究竟 Okay, these are the things. They will explain to you. That's why I tell you, you want to wait until the content of the sutra, you have to wait for a few more talk because they explain it. Unless I don't want to explain, then you read out yourself and very fast. Okay, but I think we check how they explain. We see how they explain. In each of the realm are found 10 qualities. In Chinese, these 10 qualities are called 十如是. I told you already, right? 加上十如是. 10 such as they are. If you literally translate from Chinese, 10 such as they are. For each quality is causally related to and influences the other quality. It means they are related to each other because influenced by each other. Just like we're talking about dependent origination, I depend on you, you depend on me. So mutual related. Okay? So I told the student before, dependent origination means cooperation. Because I depend on you, depend on me. Nobody is independent one. Correct or not? So since we are mutually related, so we must cooperate together. So cooperation, but of course theoretically is cooperative, should be cooperative. But in Buddhism, lack of cooperation. You do your own, I do my own. Not cooperative. 不团结, you know, very selfish. You build one temple, he build one temple, something like that. So you don't cooperate, you know. And this is how Buddhism decline also. Just like I come here, I can't be bothered. I don't bother you, you don't bother me because talk about cultivation, don't talk too much or whatever. So everybody don't talk to each other, something like that. You see, if you go to church, I always tell the student, they after the Bible talk, they have a reception, you know. We just have a drink, you know, interaction with people. Brother, where are you working? Oh, you jobless? Probably I'll help you or this and that. So very helpful. And this is how you make friends. That's why if you go to church, I don't know whether you go to church before. You see, church, no kitchen one. Lunch is not provided one, you know. I told the student before. So they go there for service, praying, then after that 1 hour or something like that. Then after they go back for lunch already. No lunch one. You know, I stay in England, rental flat. I stay in the basement. 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 You know, the landlord, the whole family during the weekend, I think Sunday, whole family go to church, you know. The different timing, 8 and 10 o'clock, you can choose one, very flexible. If you can wake up early, you choose 8, but 2 hours only, short and quick. So 1 hour service, half an hour reception, then you disappear, another group come again. So no lunch will be served, so good, because no lunch, of course, to you no good, because they need to ask people to cook. Then not so gossiper, a lot of gossiper also, talk a lot. So become so many gossiper already. So one thing is good to them. So you look at church, very clean, very tidy, because no cooking. For us, 吃哎呦好食阿妹啊阿莲哦，茶粿条哦，是不是？茶米粉哦，你看 spring roll 啦，春卷你看。But of course you need to serve 啦 for your convenience, but another extreme. Okay, back to here. No comment 啊！你咪幾強氣佢講師傅講說不要攔住我跟你講，你有 business 啊 ，you hungry no my business because traditionally people practice in this way because temple make people more convenient especially you are in the mountain one， 哇氣佢到 empty stomach， 對，fainted 暈倒，you need to eat also. Now, so for each quality is causally related to and influences the other quality. For example, if the quality of form is wholesome, and the quality of effect will be such as well, just like cause and effect, 因跟果， cause and effect. Okay, to understand the next line, to understand this 10 quality, consider the human realm. People like you and me, we are living in the human world. Human beings each have the external physical form, and this is the quality of form. People like you, our body, I can see your body, you can see my body, your appearance, whether how tall, how short, fat or thin, something like that. And this is called appearance. So in Buddhism, we talk about form, 相, 长相, Chinese called 长相, that means your appearance. How is your look? However, each human form possesses its characteristic and inherent nature. And this is the quality of nature. Whether you are Chinese, Indian, other races, everybody have a Buddha nature. And this is common to everybody. Whether you are wealthy, you are very wealthy, or very rich or poor, no different. That's why Buddhism talk about Buddha nature. All sentient beings possess Buddha nature, regardless of race, language, or religion. Okay, our national anthem. 没有不同 all are equal. Okay? So, when form and nature are present together, right? When form and nature are present, and this is the third quality, become entity. So actually they are related to each other. Okay? Just like entity become the physical body of the human being. Any given entity will have certain things it can do, and this is the quality of ability. 能力啊. Like you and me, some people very pessimistic. I'm not good in academic study. Okay, you're not good in academic study, then go for ITE to get the diploma or technical certificate. Then you can become technician. Then you can work and earn money also. Technician also can earn a lot of money if you can repair computer or AI or whatever, Doesn't mean you must be a degree holder. Not necessarily because you're not good in academic study. Just yesterday I met one student, his daughter eventually can go into the university, depend on A-level result. I say, hey, congratulations, but you cannot force her to go to NUS or NTU. Not necessarily. I mean, if NUS or NTU don't have this course, because she like the design, doing the design, then you choose STUD or what? STUD, Technological University of Singapore. So although this one is not, not like NUS so popular, but NUS probably don't have this course, so you have to go to SUTD or whatever. So it's okay. I mean, you leave it to her, depend on his ability. Talk about this ability, 他的能力. If it forces, it becomes stress. Then end up got problem. No wonder her daughter got dementia. Stress, not dementia, sorry, stress. Or depression, sorry, depression. I don't know the term depression. So depressed, and dementia alone. This shows that you're very alert, You're not sleeping. You say, how can so young be dementia? Oh no, that means how do you use your brain? So that's why you see, from here, I think give you an example, so you know already. So you form a body, everybody have a role to play. Correct or not? You cannot become a teacher, it's okay, then you can do other things. I mean, you still can contribute to the society. Government still give you the SG60 money, whether $400 to $1,000, I don't know how much you get. But at least I get $400 as a month, I still got $400, 400块 credited into my CPF account. Brother, how much you get? Confidential, they say. I mean, as long as you are a Singapore citizen, But tell one thing, a lot of turbulence ahead of us. You say, government should give me more. How to give more? Make sure government got money to give you. Now because of the terrorists, by America, so a lot of countries also got problem. Tax. So this ability allows us to add upon to the external world, right? The external world. And this action and the quality we call activity. 做动作你要去做 activities. Okay? So our activities or behavior, or call it behavior, then create our karmic causes. Once the action is taken by you, then because karma called action, so there's a karma. According to Buddhism, 你就有业了咯 whether bad karma or good karma. Just like come here for Dharma talk, and this is a good action because you come all the way here. You want to learn the good things for your cultivation, 修行. So this is a good karma. And good karma got merit, 功德嘛. So 功德 merit doesn't mean that you go for chanting, you do a lot of charity work, then you can claim yourself, as a merit. But even come for Dharma talk, Dharma lesson, and this also got merit. But you are not because of merit you come here. This is called attachment. You're not because come here for the sake of merit. 你不是为了功德而来吗? Right? Otherwise, this is considered attachment. Just like formless giving, 无相布施. You donate money not because of you want the name to be there, published in the newspaper, or you want the receipt to write your name properly, not because of that. Right? If you do that for the sake of yourself, self-gain, self-benefit, and this one considered giving a form of 有相布施. So this is not so perfect. Considered imperfect. 不究竟. Now, so it's our karmic causes, which is the ability of causes. And alongside this quality exists, right? The quality of condition. So it's one by one. 因就缘嘛. You know yin and what's the difference? No? Yin cause, we call it main cause, 正因. What do you mean by main cause or right cause? It solely depends on your own effort. If you are not intend to come for this morning Dharma talk, people even drive a car to go and fetch you, you also don't want to come. Right now, so it's by yourself. 你不要来，就不想来嘛。You drive Mercedes also no use. I don't want to come. But people drive the car to go and fetch you, and this is called yin. You play the assisting role. It's not primary cause. It's a secondary cause, more or less. So go back to the root of the problem is you have an intention to come to the class. If you don't want to come to the class, people go and fetch you also don't want to come. If you want to come to the class, people don't fetch you, no matter how, whether you take MRT, bus or taxi or crawl to here, you also will come. 你说对不对? So it's by yourself. If you don't want to come, you give a lot of 10,000 excuses. It's just that you don't want to work, don't want to study, you give a lot of reason one. If you want to do it, just one reason only. 只有一个理由. If you don't want, you can give 10,000 reason or whatever, we call it reason, all these are excuses. 都是借口 in Chinese. So next time when I see you, say, hello brother, how are you? I won't ask you busy, I don't care. I know you pretend to say busy, man. So you don't tell me, say, I'm very busy. Correct? To me, everybody busy. Correct? Okay, time's out already. We finish one more. Which help to fulfill or allow these causes to result in the quality of direct effect. And direct effect means 报，我们就是受报应哦。Whether retribution, this in terms of bad one, or reward, 善报。Okay, you come here for the Dharma talk. Of course, this is a good effect, definitely, because you not come here to learn the bad things. You come here to learn the good things. 那不是 good effect 吗？不是好的果吗？ Okay. Okay, one more, because since this number 9. So one example of direct effect, because of the causes in the previous lifetime, yet there's still karmic differences among the people. Some are rich, some are poor, some are very intelligent, wise, some are foolish, and so on and so forth. So these differences are the quality of indirect effect. Just like that one is a direct effect, right? This is called indirect effect. 刚才那个是果 direct effect, sorry, and 这个是报 okay, indirect effect. And the last one, must I finish it? So each of these quality from form in the beginning to the indirect effects, in the end is an eternal truth governed by the natural law. 也就是 good cause, good effect, 好的因就好的果. So this is by natural law. So they will not change no matter what happens. Right? So not because of you change, no, this is a natural law, natural cycle. And thus exhibit the quality of complete from beginning to the end. But more 究竟 is natural one. We can say it's a natural cycle, not because of you they change. Okay, finish we stop here. Before you leave, DHARMA tax Singapore 10%, Taiwan 30%. How you work out this one, Not because of country, Japan so inclined to America, very close to America, direct should give you 5% or even waive the tax, right? 因为你跟我这么好嘛 No. Because one student told me yesterday, to DHARMA, there's a formula. There's a formula. And this formula across all the world, the country of the world, regardless whether you're a friend of me or you're an enemy of me, no such thing. To DHARMA is very intellectual. Yeah, I cannot say that. No, because it's on YouTube. I've forgotten the YouTube one. Oh. Okay, so today we stop here. Anything to ask? Yeah, 你们害我的，你看 ask me to dig out, then, Okay, anything want to ask? Okay, if no, shall we do the dedication? Please hold the palm and follow me. May all the merits thus accumulated be dedicated to all sentient beings. May all sentient beings and I together attain Buddhahood. Okay, please stand up. Please hold the palm. One bow to the Buddha. Okay, see you all. Enjoy your lunch. Okay, see you all. Bye.